Hello, welcomes channel. Today's deep dive unpacks a pivotal settlement involving Arianne Zucker, Corday Productions, and Alarr, and what it signals for Nicole Walker's on-screen future and the broader culture of daytime television accountability. What just happened? Arianne Zucker has reached a confidential settlement in her sexual harassment and retaliation lawsuit against Corday Productions and former executive producer Alarr, formally recorded in Los Angeles County Superior Court with terms undisclosed and no public comment yet from Zucker's legal team. Alarr's attorney maintains his client denies all allegations but agreed to settle to end the dispute and move forward, while Corday Productions has previously characterized Zucker's claims as without merit and has emphasized it conducted an investigation that led to Alarr's termination. The core allegations. Zucker's complaint described severe and pervasive harassment, including unwanted touching, sexually charged comments, and physically intrusive conduct during rehearsals, allegations she said created a hostile environment that undermined safety and dignity on set. She also alleged retaliation followed her speaking up, including a pay reduction, revocation of travel benefits, and ultimately having Nicole written off, claims that Corday Productions disputed while citing an internal probe and subsequent termination of Alarr. How we got here. Reports of on-set concerns surfaced in mid-2023, and by February 2024 Zucker filed suit naming both Corday Productions and Ken Corday alongside Alarr, alleging harassment and retaliation spanning contract negotiations and storyline outcomes. Industry coverage indicates Alarr departed in 2024 after an investigation into complaints of inappropriate conduct, with studio statements emphasizing prompt cooperation with inquiries and a denial of retaliatory motives regarding Zucker's contract. What the settlement means now. Practically, the settlement closes a high-profile legal chapter without adjudicating fault, allowing all parties to avoid a prolonged trial while cementing a record that the case was resolved confidentially in the court system. Symbolically, it reinforces daytime TV's ongoing reckoning around workplace standards, showing that veteran talent can pursue claims and reach resolutions even against long-standing production structures. Nicole's legacy and vacuum. Zucker's run as Nicole Walker, from 1998 through 2024, defined a generation of Salem storytelling with arcs that mixed romance, reinvention, and redemption, making her exit feel like a structural pillar pulled from the show's emotional architecture. For many fans, Nicole's absence left gaps in multiple relationship webs, Eric, Holly, EJ, and broader Demara Brady tensions, that the writers have managed but not fully replaced in terms of history-rich chemistry. Return rumors and realistic pathways. There's no official confirmation of Nicole's return as of this settlement, and outlets tracking the story note that neither a recast nor a comeback has been announced, leaving the door open but not yet unlocked. Still, confidential settlements often create space for fresh business conversations, and if trust and terms align, a carefully staged re-entry could arrive with minimal lead time given the show's rolling production cycle. On-screen re-entry options. In-story retrieval. A France to Salem homecoming tied to medical or legal stakes for Jude could restore Nicole's maternal beats while reigniting Eric/Nicole's slow burn angst without rushing to reunion or recast conflict. Corporate fuse. A Demara/basic black crisis could force Nicole into a power corridor with EJ and Kristen, reviving schemer versus survivor tension that plays to history and business intrigue. Justice mirror. A plot about toxic leadership or a media exposé in Salem could echo real-world themes and give Nicole a principled arc while avoiding direct docudrama, keeping it character first. Contract and production realities. Corday Productions has previously asserted it offered a renewal and even a raise, a stance that frames negotiations as business rather than retaliation, though Zucker's filing alleged the opposite regarding bargaining posture and benefits. With the settlement in place, both sides have strategic reasons to reset. The show benefits from a legacy anchor in a crowded streaming landscape, and Zucker gains leverage to return on terms aligned with her stature and safety expectations. Fan impact and momentum. The immediate fan takeaway is relief. Closure often reduces speculative churn, making room for story-driven anticipation rather than litigation updates in the news cycle. In the social sphere, coverage across mainstream and soap outlets underscores how central Nicole remains to brand identity, which is a strong predictor that any credible return rumor will spike engagement and subscriber stickiness on Peacock. Accountability and the daytime workplace. The case underscores ongoing industry movement toward clearer reporting channels, third-party investigations, and manager accountability, elements studios tout both for compliance and culture health. While settlements do not set legal precedent, they often catalyze internal policy tuning and HR visibility that ripple across productions competing for top-tier, long-tenured talent. Writing the next chapter. If the writers choose to pivot, Nicole's modern arc works best when it ties heart to consequence, motherhood choices, mature romance with boundaries, and executive savvy that forces adversaries to respect her seat at the table. Pairing those beats with a grounded redemption for past missteps invites legacy payoffs without rehashing old tropes, a balance fans reward when the character earns wins without plot armor. What to watch next? Any official statement from Corday Productions or Peacock specifically addressing cast futures post-settlement will be a true signal, not just noise. Casting grids and call sheets leaked via Entertainment Trade sometimes preview short-term returns. Absence of recast chatter benefits a Zucker comeback window. Narrative staging, mentions of Nicole, Jude, or France, often foreshadow re-entry. Dialogue breadcrumbs in upcoming episodes are the earliest practical tells. Bottom line for fans. The settlement brings closure to an intense year while leaving creative doors ajar, and that combination is precisely how daytime keeps possibilities alive without overpromising. For those hoping Nicole Walker steps back into Salem, the climate is more favorable today than it was yesterday. Now the question is whether business alignment and story timing meet in the sweet spot viewers have been waiting for. 2 Days of Our Lives Recap, Monday, October 13, 2025. Thomas and Jennifer torment Chad, and Tate's world crumbles when he learns the truth. Salem is a town built on secrets, and on this tense Monday episode of Days of Our Lives, those secrets begin to unravel in ways that leave everyone shaken. Relationships are tested, loyalties are questioned, and a father's heart is shattered. While Tate learns the truth that will change his young life forever, Chad finds himself caught between his mother-in-law's rage and his son's confusion. Meanwhile, Rachel and Marlena share a revealing session that may have far-reaching consequences, and one impulsive young woman, Kat, can't resist snooping in places she doesn't belong. Marlena and Rachel, a tense therapy session turns personal. The day begins quietly in Marlena's office, too quietly. Rachel sits stiffly in her chair, her expression a mix of suspicion and defiance. Marlena, calm as ever, gently asks her young patient how her sessions with Dr. Fuller have been going. Rachel fidgets with the sleeve of her sweater and hesitates. She confesses that she's been worried Dr. Fuller might tell her grandmother what she said in therapy. For a girl like Rachel, who's already been through so much, her parents' scandals, custody battles, and the constant push and pull between family loyalties, the fear of betrayal runs deep. Marlena reassures her, explaining that therapy is confidential and meant to help her, not to spy on her. Slowly, Rachel begins to open up. She admits that she's told Thomas things she probably shouldn't have, things about Kat, about what she's seen, and what she suspects. Marlena listens carefully, realizing that this web of teenage gossip might actually touch something darker beneath the surface. And though Rachel's tone is almost casual, the advice she's been giving Thomas carries a disturbing undertone. Marlena can't help but wonder, is Rachel trying to protect Thomas, or manipulate him the same way she's seen the adults around her do all her life? Brady faces his greatest fear, telling Tate the truth. Across town, Brady stands in front of his son, his heart heavy with guilt and dread. He's rehearsed this moment a dozen times in his mind, but nothing prepares a father for the look in his child's eyes when the truth lands. Tate, once so certain that he was about to step into fatherhood, stares at his father in disbelief. The room feels smaller, the air thick with silence. Brady takes a deep breath and tells him the truth, he's not the father. The baby isn't his. At first, Tate laughs, thinking it's some cruel joke. But Brady's somber expression says it all. The color drains from Tate's face. Every plan, every dream, every ounce of pride he had felt in doing the right thing, collapses in an instant. Brady tries to reach out to him, explaining that mistakes happen, that he's not alone, that life will go on. But Tate isn't ready to hear any of it. His world has just fallen apart. He storms out, leaving Brady with nothing but the echo of the slammed door and the terrible knowledge that truth, though right, can still destroy the people we love. Kat can't resist snooping, and what she finds could change everything. Meanwhile, Kat prowls the sterile hallways of the hospital like a cat who knows there's a mouse hidden somewhere nearby. She's supposed to be visiting, but curiosity gets the better of her. A folder left open, a door left ajar, she can't resist. As she flips through papers, glances at patient charts, and eavesdrops on snippets of conversations, a picture begins to form in her mind, something involving Rachel's therapy, Thomas's family, and perhaps even the baby scandal that's been whispering through Salem's gossip mill. But just as she's about to slip out unnoticed, a voice calls her name. Her stomach drops. Who caught her? And more importantly, what will they do with what she's seen? Chad and Jennifer, the battle over Thomas. Back at the Horton house, emotions are no less volatile. Jennifer storms in, her expression tight with frustration. Chad has just told her that he's not seeing Kat anymore, hoping it will calm her. But that small confession isn't enough to soften Jen's fury. She lets him have it, accusing him of letting his life spiral, of being too distracted to properly raise Thomas. Her words cut deep, sharper than she intends, but Chad takes them in silence at first. He knows she's been through hell herself, losing Jack and struggling with her own grief. But this is different. This is about his son, his family. When Jennifer drops her next bombshell, Chad freezes. Thomas wants to move in with me, she says, crossing her arms. The silence stretches between them, thick as smoke. Chad looks up, his eyes flashing. He what? Jennifer insists that Thomas told her himself. She says he feels neglected, confused, and unhappy living under Chad's roof. Chad's jaw tightens. He can feel his temper rising, but he tries, at first, to stay calm. Jennifer, he says slowly, my son isn't going anywhere. But Jennifer won't back down. He's my grandson. I have a responsibility to protect him. If you can't give him stability. That's when Chad finally snaps. Don't you dare, he shouts, slamming his hand on the table. You think you're helping, but you're just making things worse. For a moment, neither speaks. Jennifer's eyes glisten with unshed tears. Chad's chest rises and falls as he struggles to keep his composure. This isn't just about Thomas anymore. It's about grief, control, and the aching fear that love isn't enough to fix what's broken. A family on the brink. As night falls in Salem, the threads of each story begin to intertwine. Rachel's secrets could cause trouble for both Thomas and Kat. Kat's hospital snooping may uncover something that ties all these fragile lives together. And Tate's heartbreak might push him down a dangerous path, especially if he seeks comfort in the wrong places. Meanwhile, Chad stands alone in his house, staring at a photo of his children. He whispers to the empty room, "You're not leaving me too." His words hang in the air, half prayer, half promise. But Salem is a town where promises are fragile, and love can be as dangerous as any lie. Coming up on Days of Our Lives. Tate spirals as he struggles with the truth about his supposed child. Jennifer makes a bold move that could drive Chad and Thomas apart for good. Rachel's therapy revelations lead Marlena to a chilling realization. And Kat's hospital discovery sets off a chain of events that no one in Salem sees coming.